Okay, I'm going to try and make this quick. Next Hacks is a hackathon I'm going to over the weekend. It's at CMU. Really great hackathon with over 1,000 members competing. I'm building a project that's basically a world model that creates infinite games. So to prepare, I've been kind of trying to work on an adjacent project that's similar so I understand what bottlenecks I'm going to encounter at the time of. I've made sure to draw a strict line of not cheating by generating the actual project we'll work on the day of. So that's something I've kept in mind. To be honest though, it's been very hard. I think um yesterday I think I talked about this, the hackathon project, but I underestimated vastly how hard the multi-agent structure will be. The world model stuff, I use a Markov chain, like an MVP of a Markov chain. I think that's worked so far. Obviously it can make it more complex and better, but I think for now, what's actually harder is actually generating a really good game. At first I was thinking if you just like generate one, like just do a one shot and generate like a quick mini game, and that'll be all you need. However, it doesn't really work. Like the API stuff works. Like I've managed to do the whole remote code execution stuff a bit. So that's working pretty well. But like when it comes to the one shot stuff, it did not work at all. Um, or it didn't. It's not that it didn't work at all. It's just that it wasn't really good. It wasn't anything usable. It's even like, oh, it's usable in a dumb way. It was anything like that. It was just bad. What I then realized is that hackathons are kind of like a magic show in the sense that it's not really but what's under the architecture is what people can see. And I think in that sense, I don't have to worry too much about like fulfilling the whole thing. I can just focus more so on how does the user, the gamer, the person feel when they use the product. Um, so I thought instead of generating stuff from scratch, all games are kind of similar to each other. You have different categories of games. So what if I had like pre-built games that the agents built upon? So that's what I've been working on right now. It's actually going fairly well. The only thing that's been a bit weird is when you make the edits to when the AI makes the edits to when the multi-agent structure makes the edits to the game, I want it to load automatically. That's not working, but that's like a small thing. It's probably just like a design flaw that I'm not seeing right now. So I'm going to take a step back and come back to see if it's something where I'm too zoomed in, like tunnel vision. But honestly, it's been nice. I think it's really cool to see it play out. I think it's been really cool to see a lot of my epiphanies uh, come out of this situation. Like I remember when I realized the pre-built thing was actually really helpful. I think it was on the dining table. I was like, wait a minute, right? Wait, like it doesn't actually have to be like a full thing. And I was like, this whole magic show thing. So I really love that knowledge I had. Another thing I thought about right now, I'm using Godot for the game engine because I have experience with Godot. It's a really cool game engine. You can create some really cool games in it, especially mini games, right? Not like full like GTA 6 or whatever. But another thing I thought about is because of Godot, it's a graphic user interface. It's a bit hard because you have to like there's components that the AI can't really see, or I don't know of a way to fully integrate it, like some nodes, like some visual components. So then maybe I could use like a screenshot, maybe that could help. But that would I don't know. So then since it's a graphic user interface, what I was thinking is maybe pivoting to something like Pygame because Pygame is fully programmed, right? Like it's fully programmable. There's no graphic user interface, so everything you send to the AI is like that's all that's there, right? That's all the content. There's nothing that's not being shown to the AI. And Pygame is basically a Python extension for games. I think that might be a pivot I'm willing to do. My only issue with that though is that Pygame I haven't seen any games that particularly pique my interest or particularly I would want to show off as this like at the end of the 24 hackathon. I want the judges and people in general to be like, oh wow, this is something like I would really love to have like a game where it's like a device where it's like it does this and like it's really cool to see the games. Like even if it's like stuff like free, like you know those when you're in school and then you had like those gaming websites you went to, like those mini games, they weren't the best quality, but like they were funny enough that like it scratched that itch. I want it to be at that level at least, right? So I don't want to be something where it's like I haven't seen a Pie game yet that's done that. I saw one that was really impressive. So maybe that's the case. But I'm gonna keep on looking. I think Godot is working fine for now. The only thing that Godot might be tricky with, I haven't really looked into, is the asset generation side of stuff. Because why after the shift to pre-built games, where it's like, okay, you have your pre-built starter packs and you can keep on making edits, and after a few cycles, you have a complete new game, right? Um, I still want to be able to change the graphics. Like if it's like a very pixel, um, pastel color palette, wherever I want to be able to shift that to something maybe more dark or like more neon stuff like that. I think that should be possible. I think there should be maybe some filters. Maybe I should have like it's really to take a step back, right? I'll get back into the asset generation stuff. I think with this whole thing, it's really a decomposing problem. It's like how can you decompose this big problem into tasks, like to the most atomic level. Same with asset generation. Now, I think I have to see like what are the commonalities among assets in games, and then how do I decompose that into different stuff that can be replaced quickly, right? Like if the AI decides, okay, since I want to energize the user or whatever, let me switch to this. But yeah, I've been seeing good results. I've been seeing good results. Like I remember, I was like, one of the first rounds with the whole multi-agent structure and pay bill games was really cool because the agent decided to the brainstormer agent or the mechanics agent decided to the feature they wanted to add like was shaking the screen when you get hit by an object, and I was like, that getting hit by a meteor was a new feature in itself, but like shaking the screen, like it changed the game so much. It was such a minimal feature. I think that's what I'm looking for. I think a lot of games, there's minimal, there's minute details that really make the game that I don't really think about. It's not like some like big thing that's like a lot of code. I think that's where I'm really, um, I think I'm not banking on it for the whole project, but I think it's a big thing. I'm really hoping comes out to help. Uh, but yeah, so I think the next frontier for making sure that when we get to hackathon, we're good to go is really just making sure we really understand how this asset generation thing works, and then when we get to hackathon, we're kind of in a mostly known territory. I have no doubt that we're going to encounter some unknown stuff, especially as we make pivots and we understand the hackathon tracks better. But besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.